I'm going to call the May 6, 2024 St. Clair Shores City Council meeting to order. Abby, please call the roll.
Mayor Walby.
Here.
Councilmember Burgess.
Here.
Councilmember Karen.
Here.
Councilmember Frederick.
Present.
Councilmember Rubello.
Here.
Councilmember Rusi.
Here.
And Councilmember Vitale.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we go to 2, I want to thank Ms. Rusi for stepping in for me as I was on vacation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Job well done.
Thank you. It was a big agenda.
I didn't make it that way. And then secondly, we got a new addition to the team. I mean, Matthew's over there, so why don't you introduce him?
So I'm very pleased to announce our new Assistant City Manager, Matt Baumgartner. I know many of you guys got to meet him during the budget session, but
Good.
for the audience and the individuals at home, we are very excited to have Matt to the team.
Fantastic. Welcome. With that, we'll go to proclamations and presentations. We have a quick presentation from the United States Postal Service. Come on up. They come up here every year. They do a great job. So tell us about it and introduce yourself.
My name's Ron Zaleski. I've been a city letter carrier in St. Clair Shores for 26 years. I've had the honor of serving City Hall on my route for the past 3. And I had also had the honor of coming before council last year to talk about the same topic. This Saturday is the letter carriers food drive. It is the largest one-day food drive in the world. Over 250,000 city letter carriers will be collecting non-perishable food items from your mailboxes all across the country. And since we started doing this in the 90s, we've collected almost 2 billion pounds of food nationwide.
Wow.
And I come before council and the mayor today to ask for the help of the people of St. Clair Shores with our food drive. First and foremost, simply put non-perishable food items by your mailbox on Saturday. Your letter carrier, in the course of their daily duty, will pick it up, and it will all come back to the St. Clair Shores Post Office. We'll send it to the Macomb Food Program, where they split it up so that nobody gets stuck with too many cans of green beans and not enough cans of corn, and then it gets redistributed. So all that food that we're going to collect will help people who need in our area, including people from St. Clair Shores. The second opportunity we have for you to help is to come down to the St. Clair Shores Post Office, which is at 9 Mile and Greater Mac, to help us sort the food on Saturday. We'll be looking for volunteers starting around noon. If we have enough people, we should be done by 6 o'clock. Might go a little bit later if there's not enough help, but it's a rewarding and a rewarding experience for everyone that day because you actually get to see the food come in and you know the work you're doing is going to a good cause. I do want to introduce with me tonight Amanda and Doug. I'm sneaking up on retirement. This will hopefully be the last year in which I'm coordinating. I hope to retire at the end of the year. So we're going to have some folks who will be stepping in, and so they don't have to step in cold. They came down with me this evening so that they could see what happens here at council so that we have the opportunity to not just tell the folks here in the room, but everybody on the closed circuit what's going on with the food drive. And are there any questions?
Questions? So again, it's Saturday. You'll get a little card, right, with the bag attached to it
Yes,
to
the
remind
cards,
you?
we actually have the cards in the office.
Okay,
This year, not everybody will get a bag attached,
okay.
but we should have, all the residences should get cards starting, I believe, tomorrow. It'll either start tomorrow or start Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we'll finish up delivery the following day. And then there'll be, there's lawn signs all over the city that went out today to remind you that it's this Saturday.
Sounds great. We appreciate it. It's a job well done. I know Ms. Rusi shows up every year over there and helps. I don't know anyone else.
Councilman
Mr.
I
Karen.
would say,
Mr. Karen does too.
the
Thank you.
councilperson Karen was with us last year as well.
Fantastic, yeah. So that's great. We appreciate all it. And congratulations on retirement, so, good job, well done.
Let's hope it all works out that way. It's still the end of the year, but that's the plan right now. Thank you so
Very
much,
good.
Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much to the letter carriers for what they do. It's needed out here, and sometimes I don't think we always realize that, you live here in St. Clair Shores, whatever, that people don't need assistance. The answer is they do. And they needed
Absolutely.
assistance all over these cities in America. So you do a great job. So thank you for all you do. I really appreciate it, so.
And again, thank you for the opportunity to come down and
our
speak
pleasure.
with yourself, council, and I want to, in particular, thank the clerk's office, who I get to see every day, for helping me get on the agenda, so thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Have a great evening. Item 3 is audience participation. Do we have any, Abby?
No, we do not.
Item 4 is bid contracts, purchase orders. You see 4B, but will come back either, I think, at the next agenda, the next meeting, so the second one in May, that one will be. So we have 4A. Request to award the 8 Mile Road Water Main Project Parkside to Harper, bids opens March 5th, 2024. Good evening. Mike, how are you?
Good evening. Good. How about yourself?
Very good. Freckleton, Mike Freckleton, City Engineer.
Yep. So this is for a water main project along 8 Mile Road that goes from Parkside to Harper and underneath I-94. The intention of this project is to provide better water service, flow, and quality to the southwest end of the city. Because as of right now, there's really only 2 points of service. One is from a Great Lakes Water Authority meter, and the other one is just from a very old water main. So by connecting the 2 older water mains on each side of 94, we'll be providing that southwest area of the city with much better service and potentially some cost savings by not having to come from directly from that Great Lakes Water Authority meter. So we opened bids. We actually opened bids for this back in March, but had to wait a little bit to try to award the project. Gary, who we're familiar with, was the low bidder by about $20,000, but between those first 2 and the next 2, there was quite a bit of price differential. We made sure that Gary wouldn't have any scheduling issues with this, given that they're also doing the Stevens water main, and they shouldn't. They use it's different pipe material, so they have different crews that do that type of work, and they are anticipating starting in mid-July. So with that, I will ask if you have any questions.
Questions? Mr. Rubello.
These are older water mains, older water lines that are, what's your guess on the water pressure? Like, how is that going to affect water pressure down there for the benefit of the residents, Brian?
Do you have any idea on that?
Yeah, for the most part, that southwest corner of the city, the water flows through a water main that goes underneath that pedestrian bridge there that crosses 94. There's a water main crossing there. So we really almost have only one-way water flowing into that neighborhood. This is going to increase the circulation of the water down at that south end of the city. So we should see some improvements in pressure, definitely quality.
I guess these are big pipes, this one here. Bigger impact, bigger pipes, bigger problems.
Yeah, this is a 12-inch pipe, so it's, and it connects directly into our Harper water main, which is our main, artery of water. So it's going to help increase the flow.
Okay, so that's a positive thing here for the city of St. Clair Shores.
Absolutely.
Okay, with that, I will make a motion to award the 8 Mile Road Water Main Project to Gary Contractors in the amount of $546,871 with an added 10% contingency for a total award of $601,558.10.
Support. Moved by Mr. Frederick. Mr. Rebel, supported by Mr. Frederick. Questions? More questions? Mr. Karen.
Thank you. So basically, this project, we're going to do pipe bursting from Harper to the expressway,
Yes.
directional drill underneath the expressway,
Yes.
back up the other side, and then another set of pipe bursting till we get to, I think it's Parkdale or whatever, right?
Yeah, Parkside.
Parkside, okay.
Yes.
So the directional drilling that's going underneath the expressway, because everything we've seen, or at least I've seen, has always been kind of a straight shot. You dig a shaft down, you put in the device, goes straight, and then you connect another shaft on the other side. The schematic showed it was going to go down diagonally, basically the shape of the well of the expressway. So has this contractor had experience doing that before?
Yes. So the reason that we're using the type of pipe that we are for this, it's called HDPE or high density polyethylene, is because it is a very flexible pipe compared to the normal PVC or ductile iron that you would have. And given the space constraints and how deep we have to go there to get under the expressway properly, that's the type of pipe we need to use. And so by being able to do that, it limits the disturbance of those pits that you were referring to.
Okay.
That if we were to use a different type of pipe, those would have to be incredibly, wide, and we'd have to take up a lot of earth. So being able to use that HDPE pipe and utilizing the flexibility of it does let us go, not straight down, but, down at a much sharper angle than we would be able to with other pipes.
Okay. And the drilling equipment that's being used, because basically if they hit something underneath the expressway, we're not gonna be able to get to it, right? You can't do another shaft in order to try to get rid of an obstruction 8 feet below the expressway, right?
Well,
So is this like different equipment than we've seen before?
no, it's the same type of directional drilling equipment. I mean, if they were to encounter an issue, they would just back it out and try to go in at a different
angle down there.
spot. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, they can just change the direction slightly
Yes,
in order to get to the other side of it?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Rusi.
Thank you. Just one quick issue on the bid bond. They refer to this project as 8 Mile Road Water Main Parkside to Parker, not Harper. So on subsequent documents, performance bonds, whoever can make sure that they refer to it correctly. So I'm like, where's Parker Avenue? And I figured out they meant Harper, but.
Gotcha.
And substantial completion date for the project is August 2nd.
Yes.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Nice.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Mr. Vitale.
Just more or less a curiosity question. The existing line that's there, was that done at the time of freeway construction? Is it a ductile iron line?
We believe so in about 1966, yes.
Well, that new, I'm actually surprised.
I mean, the highway was
We have
probably
so many
built
water
around then,
lines
so.
in the city that are comparatively much older than that.
Oh, 100%. But I mean, the highways didn't really start till the 50s, so I-94 probably, got built in the 60s, and so then that probably corresponded with 94, or around 94.
The original stretch of 94 was built for Willow Run Airport to Detroit access during World War II.
Really?
From that era,
Okay.
for whatever that's worth.
Good to know.
Between the two history buffs. Moved by Mr. Rebello, supported by Mr. Frederick, to award to Bidigary Contractors, including the contingency in the amount of $601,558.10. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 7-0. Mike, Brian, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Item 5, consent agenda. Move to approve? Oh, great, thank you. Moved by Mr. Frederick, supported by Ms. Rusi, to approve the consent. Ms. Rusi? No, I'm
Burgess.
sorry. Moved by,
Girl's voice. From the side of the table.
moved by Mr. Frederick, supported by Ms. Burgess, to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 7-0, thank you. Item 6, updates and follow-ups from prior meetings. Mr. Lent.
Mr. Vitale asked for a follow-up on the ambulance rates per Medicare. The fire chief and the city manager are sending the new billing rates to the maximum allowed by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Mr. Karen asked to add the 4th or 5th Monday of April as the budget meeting in the annual city council meeting calendar. This will be done on 4/16. This will be brought to council with the annual calendar approval. Mr. Rebello asked for a follow-up on the Main Street Vibrancy Grant. CDI is researching the Michigan Main Street Program and will raise the prospect of participating with the DDA members to gauge business interest. Mr. Abello asked about the SIMCOG Trends and Prediction Survey. He would like a copy of the survey. The 2024 has not been published yet. A copy of the 2023 is attached. Mr. Abello asked that the Assistant City Manager look into more grants for the city through the MML. That has been noted. Mr. Karen mentioned the engineer report for Bryce Park walking path regarding the additional cracking and asked for that report to be emailed to council. That was done on 4/22 of 2024. Mr. Karen mentioned that he walked Playview Street and reviewed the markings on the sidewalk for repair. He mentioned the main goal was to avoid trip hazards, but said some of the narrow sidewalks were not marked, along with inconsistent markings for cracks and inconsistency with crossroad sidewalk pads / ramps for ADA compliance. The markings are not consistent on the sidewalks and would like this reviewed. The city engineer and CDI director met with the program manager managing the sidewalk program and went over the concerns and discrepancies. A policy and protocol is currently being drafted for review. Mr. Karen mentioned a destroyed sidewalk near a house on Playview that is under construction. The contractor should replace that section of sidewalk that they destroyed. The sidewalk was marked by the city for us to repair, but feels the contractor should be responsible to repair this. The building file has been noted to reflect that the builder must repair the entire length of the sidewalk in front of the new construction and up to 3 damaged slabs in front of the adjacent neighbor to the east as part of the site restoration prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. That is it.
And just go back to the budget, looks like we only have 4 in April, so that should, I think the 28th should work for 2025. So April 28th should be, I think, the budget for next year. Item 7 is comments by individual council. We start with Ms. Rusi.
Thank you. I'll be brief tonight. I brought up a few issues to administration offline. And just remember, you saw just a few minutes ago, the post office put some non-perishable food out in your mailbox this Saturday, and your postman will collect it, bring it to the post office where it will be taken to the Macomb Food Bank and given to local families in need. So remember the post office food drive on the Saturday. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Karen.
Thank you. A couple announcements first. First, the Historical Society is going to be having a open house at the Selinsky Green Farmhouse on Saturday, May 18th, 1 to 4. For the Historical Society is kind of a companion organization to the Historical Commission, similar to we have Friends of the Library and the Scots Board. You know, it's a separate 501c3 that can help with kind of preserving historical areas of the city and documenting the history of the city. So the society is looking to increase its membership, so that's why we're having the little recruitment event on Saturday, May 18th at the farmhouse. So it's a great way to come on out, see the farmhouse, and talk to Historical Society members about potentially joining. So appreciate anyone interested coming out to that event.
Could you tell the time again?
Saturday, May 18th, 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
We'll have membership there through the whole time to talk to people and answer questions. And also from the Selinsky Green Farmhouse, they are doing a natural dye workshop 2 to 4 on Saturday, June 1st. And registration for that is open on May 10th. And what a natural dye workshop is basically going back in time and using natural materials to do dyes versus modern day chemicals. So it's a great way to learn how to not only how people way back in the day did it, but also to do that type of craftsmanship, but in a safer manner with pure material. So again, natural dye workshop, Saturday, June 1st, 2 to 4 at the Selinsky Green Farmhouse. Registration for that begins on May 10th. There is a registration fee of $10 for that, and you can sign up for that at the library circulation desk. And I want to thank everyone that came out to help with the Bryce Park Arboretum plantings. Mayor came out as well. We had great help from DPW, Beautification Commission, and some other volunteers. Planted 4 new trees in Bryce Park that'll be added to the Arboretum inventory, as well as went around and mulched all the existing trees, which there's 200 some trees in the park, and probably half of those are fairly 5 years or younger. So we're trying to get mulch down to help protect them, and so they can grow and be vibrant for many years to come. So Thanks for everyone that came out on Arbor Day for that event. We had great weather, and we even have some additional trees that'll be going in from a contractor, adding to the arboretum as well. So it's a great, successful day that day.
Thank you.
And also from beautification, they wanted to thank First State Bank. All the red tulips that pop up in the spring around the city, those have all been donated by First State Bank over the many years, that they've always been supportive of beautification by making that donation every fall. So we get additional bulbs in the fall. We wait for them to come up in the spring. So they came up pretty early this year due to the weather. So hopefully everyone got out and enjoyed them, and greatly appreciate their donation every year. And last issue, we wanted to talk about the 11-mile project. A couple of things came up. I know over a week ago, there were complaints of basically, what people were calling potholes that were in the travel lane 11-mile. Turns out what it was is that they had to excavate into the travel lanes, and when they backfilled with loose slag, well, we get a rain event, it gets splashed out, you get an instant pothole can be created in a day. So that basically happened last weekend. We had complaints of people getting blown tires from it. Probably just got backfilled again on Monday, but then I drove it Saturday, and we had a lot of rain on Thursday. Saturday, yep, they're starting to form again. So we need to have that contractor, before they clear the site any day for the travel lanes, making sure there is slag that is replaced until they get to that part of the project where that can get covered up. And that, because that's just going to be a continuous issue if they just put loose slag in, because we're not doing cold patch because it's going to eventually get recapped and refilled there. But you got to make sure that contractor is very much on top of that to make sure we're not creating those up over and over again.
Right.
And the other thing that came up in the project is, let's see, we were notified they hit a gas line, a sewer line, a water line, and a communications line.
Jeez.
That's a grand slam.
Yeah. So I sent a note on Thursday asking administration to bring in the lead from the contractor, and lead for AEW is managing the project for the state. Yeah, this is a state project. We're just paying a share of it, but it is within our city. AEW also works for us. So did we have any meetings with them about how they manage to hit 4 different types of lines? Because that's kind of unheard of. But then also, what are we doing preventatively so that's not going to continue to happen as they continue to do the excavation on the project? Denise?
Denise has it.
We did, Councilman, have meetings with AEW, over the phone meetings with AEW and our lead on the AEW project, who subsequently had conversations with the lead from Proline. Proline is not the contractor that is doing all of the mistakes. It's actually their subcontractor, but our contact for that would be the individual from Proline. We do have an on-site meeting this Thursday. It is a regular progress meeting where all of that will be addressed. But I do know that at least 2 of the employees working for the contractor, who were the last ones to hit the water line, are no longer working for the contractor. So there have been steps taken to help make that contractor more accountable.
Okay. And is our construction inspector on site, or were they on site when any of these incidents happened?
They were. The construction inspector from AEW, his name is Ray. He's been on site throughout the project, and he's actually a very good inspector. So, but I will talk with him about the slag.
Okay. So I guess the follow-up with the inspector then is, they saw anything that was going on that led to that, whether it weren't marked, mismarked, or correctly marked, they dug in wrong spots?
It was the latter.
Okay. And so I guess in terms of going forward, in terms of they still have more digging to do, I don't know if they still do or not.
They will in the center lanes when we get that far.
Okay. So when they do that, I guess it'd be good for AEW, the construction inspector, to figure out how to pay more attention in terms of what they're doing, make sure they have confidence in who are the new people that come in to do the work.
Okay.
If they got rid of the two other people, so.
Absolutely.
Follow. Okay, thank you, that's all.
Thank you. Mr. Frederick.
Thanks, Mayor. Couple things. First off, the Optimist Club is doing their second annual golf outing, sponsored by Edward Jones, and that's going to be Friday, July 12th. Mark your calendars, Friday, July 12th. If you want to get a foursome in there, give me a call. I'll get you a flyer. Send me an email. I'll send you a flyer. In addition to that, the Optimists are also doing they're honoring our police and firefighters for the year. They're doing a breakfast on June 13th, and this is going to be over at Assumption, and you can get tickets at the door. It's a breakfast. I think it opens at like 9:30, something like that, June 13th. Everybody should have got one of these in the mail. This is the EPA is resuming residential cleanup, right? This is the 10-mile drain Superfund site. So they'll do properties with more than 1 part per million of the PCBs in the soil, commercial properties with more than 10 parts per million, and then right-of-way and utility corridor properties with more than 21 parts per million. So if you see the crews out there, that's what they're doing. In addition to that, I just wanted to announce that Four Paws, One Heart is doing a fundraiser at Harbor Lanes on May 18th. It's $25. That includes pizza and shoes, and they've got some really good prizes, some Ovation cruises, a Blackstone grill, and something called a Pleasure Basket. So, if you're interested in that, you can let us know. Give me a call, and I'll send you some information on it. Also, mark your calendar, September 10th, and I'll announce this a few times. Wigs for Kids 21st Annual Gala. And it's actually, this year it's going to be in a much bigger location. It'll be out at Penna's in Sterling Heights. Tickets are $125 per adult. Early bird pricing is $100. So if you want to get a table or get at a table, let me know as soon as you can. We'll get you set up. Always great prizes and a lot of fun things to do that night.
What's the date?
That is Tuesday, September 10th. I know it's weird. It's a Tuesday.
That's why I was confused.
Yes, Tuesday, September 10th. That'll be the annual gala. And then, of course, we've all talked about Shorewood Kiwanis is doing the car cruise this year. It's Wednesday, August 28th from 5 to 9. So just mark your calendars for that. And Mayor, I had a question. Are we still doing bricks at the first tee? Are we sold out yet, or?
No, we are not sold out. Roughly, I don't know if they put the order in for the first round, but it was very close. Mr. Lent is shaking his head, so I think that was a little bit more than 200 or very close to 200
Nice.
bricks. And then they've sold, I think they were shooting for 5 or 6 of the larger boulders with just a plaque, and I think they had either sold 4 or 5 of those. So I believe that, I can't tell you exactly when the next round is, but it could be in 30, 45 days. But yes, I think the goal is somewhere in that 400 range. So
Okay.
we definitely need more bricks.
So people could go online and sort of
Absolutely.
pre-order that. And
Yes.
I'll give you the website is https://donate.brickmarkers.com/SCSGC, as in St. Clair Shores Golf Club. So that's great. It's going to be an awesome look out there. So, and Candace, hope to see you over there. Maybe we'll drop some stuff right off and throw it in the truck for you. So,
Thank you.
way to go. All right, just a couple announcements for the library. Library is hosting Speed Dating with a Book. It's an event on May 15th at 7 p.m. Everyone age 18 plus is welcome. No registration is required. Join your fellow readers in the library's Reading Lounge for a new patron-led group devoted to reading exactly what you choose to read. This silent book club will be on the third Wednesday of each month at 6:30 p.m. It'll happen in May, June, July, and August. The group will meet at 6:30 p.m. Silent reading will be from 7 to 8. Again, this is 18-year-olds and older. There'll be a Makerspace event on May 20th and May 23rd that both require registration. The library is honored once again to be chosen to host a Michigan Notable Author. 2024 Michigan Notable Book Author R.S. Dereen. Please join us on June 13th at 6 p.m. to listen to R.S. Dereen discuss her book, Enough to Lose. 9 short stories that give snapshots of reoccurring characters who lived in Carroll, Michigan, from the Great Flood of 1986 up and through the 2016 presidential election. So, yeah, should be fun. The Yardners of St. Clair Shores will be having their business planning meeting on May 13th at 7 p.m. And this is kind of cool, too. The Yardners native plant sale will be on June 7th this year. And that's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Selinsky Green Farmhouse Museum. The Friends Book Discussion will be meeting on June 12th at 1 p.m. in the library meeting room to discuss Lady Clementine by Marie Benedict. No registration, all are welcome. Take and make bags for kids. Ages 2 and up are available starting today and are available in the youth services room during library hours while supplies last. Also, the youth services librarian are looking for teens in grade 6 and up who would like to volunteer their time to assist during the summer reading program. This will be in June and July. Teens will help prepare and assemble, take and make craft bags and assist at programs. Please pick up an application from the youth services department starting today to become a summer reading volunteer. Completed applications are due back by the end of May. Children ages 1 to 3 and their caregivers are invited to toddler drop-in play at the library Thursday, May 16th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. No registration is required. And then have fun and meet other homeschool families. Chris, this would be, listen up for this one, in the area during the homeschool hangout event on Wednesday, May 15th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. This drop-in program is for children ages 5 and up and their adults. This program is designed for homeschoolers, but all are welcome. And for more information on any of these or other upcoming events, please see the library newsletter, their Facebook page, or contact the library directly. And then I had one question, and this would be for maybe Dustin and Denise. Our planning and zoning commissions, do they get a copy of our code books, of our ordinance books?
They do not get a hard copy of them. They use municode.com, the code library.
So if any of them requested a hard copy, would we get them one? Because I had somebody call and said they wanted a hard copy, and I said, I know, because we're all going to Municode now, but.
I'm pretty certain I know who that is, and I would defer to the secretary.
So.
I'm not sure. Can we get a hard copy of the zoning ordinance?
Yeah, sure,
I think we all know.
Sure.
okay.
Sure.
So we would get that for that
Yes.
person, okay.
Okay.
All right,
Good for that person.
yeah, way to go. And that's all I have, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vitale.
Okay. Well, you know, it figures it's 7:33 and we're already to council comments. I have a friend coming in from out of town tonight, and I said, you know what, just come down to the council meeting, watch a half an hour of city government in action. I don't even think he's left the airport yet. So, I'll start here. I already, Denise already did address this with me, and maybe you want to address it with the residents, explain to them why we've got the closure there. I mean, I saw this and I'm like, this looks awful. It's like a crime scene or an accident or something happened here. Is this the best SEMTA can do to close a bus stop? Do you want to explain what's happening there? You explained it in email.
I did, and I'd be happy, Councilman, to
Just,
read.
so other residents in the city who may use the bus stop, they'll have an idea kind of what's going on too.
Sure. Let me read you is coming to us from SMART. We are currently in the process of moving our 9-mile route to Mack and Moross because we no longer have a layover option at 9 and Jefferson due to new construction at the Pit Stop gas station. Because of this, we have had to temporarily pull the route back to 9 and Harper until June 23rd. As a result, our drivers will be making a left turn off of northbound Harper to begin their route on westbound 9 Mile. The first stop will be west of Harper on 9 Mile. Out of caution, we closed the shelter. Our operations department just chimed in and told us they will be able to make the turn and use the shelter. The caution tape should be down in a couple of days, probably tomorrow. We had to move the stop location past the shelter for the time being, but we'll be moving it back once the tape is removed.
Okay, so they were still stopping near 9 and Harper, but they were stopping a little further west?
They were stopping further west, yes.
All right, so as long as this comes down, and I'd be honest with you, I find it hard to believe that this is the best way that SMART has to temporarily close a bus shelter. I mean, they have signs there. I don't know why we need to have the whole thing taped with caution tape. Looks like a crime scene.
It does, I agree.
So, okay. Thank you for clarifying that and for anybody that uses that stop. Could we go to the next one? I brought this up before. Can we get, would it be hard to find out all of the places where DTE or consumers have done work in our city easements? I mean, they pull permits, correct?
They do.
I mean, even if you could provide that list to me, I'd be willing in my spare time just to go take a look at some of their work. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a piece of property that I own, and this is how it was left. I can't, the lawnmower bottoms out because you can see how far below it is from the cement. That was never backfilled the way it should have been. And then it was left in such poor condition, there's literally, there's a mound of dirt that's taller than my lawnmower. I can't cut it. And this impacts the way this is, right across the street from a brand new beautiful building that really looks good. And then I have this that's mine. And, really, we residents and taxpayers, we should not have to put up with this from our utility companies, once again. So if you could find that, I'll spot check some of these. But, and I don't know if it's better to speak as a city voice or for me to call individually or something. Maybe I'll find a few more and we can send that on to them to restore these the way they were, prior to their doing the work there. Okay, so next one, please. This is the urgent care clinic, which is the former Bank of America branch. And I don't know if they know that that old drive-through building is still part of their property. Because it didn't look very good last year, and it looks really bad this year. And virtually everything has been cut at least once now on Harper. And I mean, this looks ridiculous. Do we have an ordinance that deals with weed growth within the cracks and everything like this? Because I have a feeling they're looking to spend a minimal amount of money on upkeep. Could you go to the next slide, please? The parking lot is absolutely falling apart. I don't know if it was that bad when we issued this C of O, but it's pretty bad. They at one time had pretty extensive landscaping here. It's absolutely grown over. They should probably, if they don't want to maintain these landscape beds, pull those rocks out, pull the layers out, and just put it back to grass. Because they're not maintaining this. Did I have one more on that? I don't remember. That's the last one. So yeah, it looks pretty rough. And the shame of it is, it's right across from the cookie place, it's across from Bagnasco's, it's across from a lot of people who take really good care of their property, and this is terrible.
Well, I am happy to report that they have been issued violations.
Okay, good.
They were proactively, or I guess preemptively, issued violations for the way that their property looks and for their parking lot.
Okay, well, thank you. And I have this one on a separate PowerPoint, unfortunately. I couldn't, oh, wow, that's smooth. Very good. Okay. I'm going to talk about the I-94 ramp cleanups that I usually participate with former Councilwoman Erin Stahl and the Waterfront Environmental Committee. It's just kind of a past picture showing, how much trash we take off these freeway exits. Try to do 9 mile, 10 mile are the big ones. When we can, we have enough people. We try to get down to 12 mile and take care of that too. And I'm bringing this up as early as I am because I want to talk about the next slide. And as it relates to microplastics, if people are familiar with the phenomena of microplastics in the water system. Next slide.
There's this one and this one on this particular item, sir.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, sir.
I don't know what happened here. Okay. Oh, man. That was the best thing. So I stopped. I stopped today at 10 Mile and 94, and I picked up 9 signs just for one business at the intersection of the freeway. They're all for Tutor Doctor. I picked up 4 more of them. We periodically get carpet bombed in the city with like one business that will try to do this. I know we've talked about that, maybe we can't ticket them because maybe somebody's trying to make a business look. There we go. My daughter was never going to forgive me if I didn't get her on TV. This is how many signs I picked up off of two intersections in the city. 9 of them for one company and, the various other ones. First of all, I don't know who thinks about sending their kid to tutoring when they're stopped at a freeway exit. I mean, it's kind of like getting your mortgage at a gas station. But, this can't be. This consumes city resources. They have to go and clean this up. And I'm told they hit the whole city. I only got along 10 Mile. And what eventually happens to this stuff is, if nobody picks it up and throws it away, is it gets run over, it gets hit by lawnmowers, and eventually it breaks down into small enough pieces that it flows into storm drains. It flows into the storm drains and eventually goes out to the lake. Well, the lake is our water supply. And, matter, John will appreciate this. You can't destroy matter. Matter always exists. All that happens is it gets broken down into finer and finer plastic particles, and it ends up in our drinking water.
You know what a nuclear explosion is, right? That actually does this right now.
Well, okay. Short of that, which I don't think we want to use that to clean up. But we've got to do something. Can we ticket these people?
Yes, we amended our ordinance, which allows us to ticket them, and our ordinance has in it a presumption that the owner of the business that is the subject matter of the sign is responsible.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think that we definitely, and at least in the case of Tudor Doctor for this targeted carpet bombing, and hey, I'm not going to stop you if you want to hit the other ones too, that these people should be ticketed for this. It's wrong. It's litter. It's the same thing as when we were dealing with the newspapers who were just being thrown on sidewalks and, ended up in our sewers and things like that. We should hit them and hit them hard. So, and, like I said, also, if you want to participate and help, that first cleanup is June 8th. We meet at the corner of 10 Mile and I-94 in that doctor's office parking lot. Come out, say hi to former Councilwoman Mayor Pro Tem Erin Stahl is always there, providing tools for the cleanup. And, let's make the city a better place. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Burgess.
Forgot to put my mic on. I just have a few things, I guess, going on with what you just said, Chris. That May 19th on Sunday is the Nautical Coast Cleanup. And that's from 8 till 12. 12 is actually the lunch back at Jefferson Yacht Club. And they're still looking for sponsors of that and also volunteers. And you can get a hold of Corey Champagne at 586-246-4282 if you're interested in helping out with the Nautical Coast Cleanup. We did it the last couple of years, and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And met some really nice people. And we want to keep our lakes clean, so that's really going to work for us. Also, this coming Saturday is the first social district at the 9 Mac area. I'm very excited about it. My husband is actually the main sponsor, BAS Security Systems. But I'm really looking forward to it because it's my favorite part of summer is going to the social districts. So come out. It starts at 5. They usually have a small band right there by Copper Hop. And then 7 o'clock is the main stage band is going to be there. And this coming week is the Paper Covers Rock. And they play 90s and current rock. So come out and have a good time. Come by and say hi to us. Also, the Lac St. Clair Kiwanis does the Jack of Spades at the Firehouse Pub. And we have 5 weeks left. And the jackpot the Jack of Spades has not been found. Our jackpot is currently at $38,500. So come out and get your tickets. They're $1 to get in on that. And there's only 5 weeks left. If it does, at any time, and then it's always on Thursdays. So it's this coming Thursday. It's being drawn at 8 o'clock, but come in and have dinner with us. We're always there about 6 o'clock. And if it could draw this week, and if it does, then we're done because there's only 5 weeks left and we won't do another one. Let's see, what else I said. Oh, I wanted to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day.
Nice.
And I appreciate mothers very well, because I'm one myself and a grandmother. And they need their honor. So make sure you take care of your mothers this Sunday. The last thing that I just had a text message while we were actually sitting here from a resident, and they're asking, I'm watching the city council meeting right now, as I usually do, and I haven't heard anything about the Ridgeway 5-story building that's going to be on Jefferson. It seems to be on hold. Are there any problems? There hasn't been any updates. Can you help me be informed?
As of right now, they're still waiting for the Eagles' clarification of the approval letter to move forward. But everything's on par. They've got their plans and everything submitted in the building department.
We're waiting for the state.
Yep.
All right, great, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Hey, Matt, usually we have the agenda up there, so you throw the agenda up on that? That would be great. Mr. Ribello.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, lots starting to go on right now in St. Clair Shores, and I guess I can tag along with the cleanups and all that type of stuff we previously discussed. Hazardous waste. Hazardous Waste Day, Brian?
Yes.
Coming up May 11th, and we have also e-waste. So that's always a pretty busy day over there at the DPW. So that's going on 19700 Pleasant Street. Again, is it May 11th or May 16th? Do you know off the top of your head?
This Saturday.
Okay, May 11th.
Right,
All
at
right.
DPW, so it's a little bit of a change, and now it's gonna be at the Civic Arena with all the construction, so it'll be going through DPW.
From 9 to 1. Okay. And for the new assistant city manager, I do have some questions with grants. I just wanted to, hate to beat a dead horse, but I don't know if we have some type of a program or an image of what we're looking for, what we're going to do that's coming up month by month. If we do have anything like that, it would be great to have it shared, Dustin, also for you, to see what's sort of coming up and on the agenda. I don't know how we generally do it, if we just get sent something, or we know things are going on, or I just don't want to miss any of it.
For the grants.
For the grants,
Okay.
yes.
All righty.
So that would be nice. Chris, I was actually on 9 Mile too, and I was waiting for you to go a little bit far down west. I have this put down. I was hoping you were going to say it, or hoping you weren't going to say it. Denise, at the expressway, there's all kinds of construction stuff laying on the ground over there at 9 Mile and the expressway. There must have been some work done. You have barricades laying on the ground over there. You have the little pylons.
East Point project.
East Point.
Yep, they're all laying on our side of the expressway. I'm sorry.
So it's that traffic control that's coming down there, shutting down the one lane, and then you have the one lane that we could go on west on 9 Mile, or the other lane that would go on the freeway. So that's all part of that whole 9 Mile.
Yeah, so it's sort of it is a traffic hazard. It's just laying there. So I don't know who you need to talk to get those cleared out of the road.
I'll take a drive tomorrow and take a look at it, but if it's for the county project,
Yeah,
for the 9 Mile construction, it's probably supplies that are necessary as the project moves forward.
No. These have been hit by cars, pylons
look
hit
at
by
it.
cars. Yeah, it's nothing with them going
All
to
right.
do work.
I will follow up tomorrow with council.
Okay. I was wondering how that escaped Chris. He was right down on that street right there.
I had enough already.
Denise, I don't know if you got that email. I did send a little late to you. If you could come back up here, because this is sort of the issues that are going on right now with water flooding yards. A lot of questions with this type of stuff. So if you can comment on that, what does we as a city do for these folks, or not do for the folks that are getting flooded out by their neighbors?
So our ordinances do not allow individuals to drain their stormwater onto another person's property. If they have concerns about that, we will go out and take a look at it. I would let the public know that St. Clair Shores is made up of largely clay soils. They are very difficult for water infiltration. So when we have a heavy rain, often that does not percolate into the soil very quickly, and it does run onto other properties. It is a difficult situation this time of year, but if their gutters are draining onto someone else's property, those are things that we can address through code enforcement.
Okay, because this is one of the tougher things that pops up right now. And obviously, this is also a period of time where the grass grows really quick.
Correct. Our grass ordinance is 8 inches. Anything over 8 inches, you have a day, 24 hours essentially to cut it, or we will send our contractor out to cut it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Those are two issues that I always usually see pop up around this time of the year. Moving over into, I just want to make a comment. Linda already mentioned the social district. At 5:30, we have Mark Reitenga is going to be playing in front of the Copper Hop. So the music really starts at 5:30 and ends at 11 o'clock. So, like I said, always an exciting, great time of the year in St. Clair Shores. And the two of them are on May 11th and May 25th, okay, for May. And thank you for the sponsorship. Again, that's 2 years in a row as the major sponsor, BAS Security Systems, okay? And our parade is coming up, okay, on Sunday, May 26th, and we have an amazing guest coming. We have Miss America, okay? It's a first, okay? And she's our Grand Marshal. And people sometimes ask, why Miss America? Well, she's an Air Force. She's in the Air Force. She's a second lieutenant, and Madison Marsh is her name. And I also want to thank, today we got a couple of surprises. Thank you, Brogan Travel. Julie, thank you. And thank you, Liz Munger. And you'll know they know what I'm talking about. We're also going to expect the Tuskegee Airmen, the Black Pilots of America, all of our local arms of the military, including our VFW post. So it's going to be, this may be the grandest parade of them all. I've never seen anything like this. Got a great lineup. The action starts about 1 o'clock, Sunday, May 26th. So don't miss it. Stay home. Have your party. It's on Harper Avenue. Love to have you. And as always, thank you, St. Clair Shores, for all the support that you've always given the parade and the big numbers. That was a big part of getting someone like Miss America to the parade, because it was easy for me to go back over the history of our parade and our special guests, and they were way more open to it and didn't go to Washington, D.C. They're going to go to Washington, D.C. the day after our parade instead of the day of our parade, because they're going to do a big deal over there. So with that, Mayor, I'm done.
All right.
Happy Mother's Day. Okay, that is a big thing.
Thank you. Item 8 is city manager's report.
No report.
All right. Item 9 is audience participation, a 5-minute time limit. Views and opinions expressed under audience participation are those of the individual citizens only, do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of the mayor, council, or administration of the city of St. Clair Shores. Anyone who would like to speak, please come out. This is your chance here. Anyone? Commissioner Zinner? And then speak first, and then Matt or Denise will tell you where to sign in, please, okay? We just need your name and the city you reside in. That is it.
Commissioner Barbara Zinner, Harrison Township. Good to see you and be here. You guys really went fast tonight. I didn't expect to really speak. I have been leaving early for a couple of reasons over the months I've been here. I did want to say that in regard to the jail project for the county, we are getting monthly reports, which are very detailed, and some of the greatest reports I think we've received in the 4 years, into the 4 years that I've been there. They had a goal of how many cells and other areas of that building they're going to be using. But our board is very concerned about the cost of everything, especially since costs are going up. And so they had to deviate and remove 23 cells or rooms, because there's a small court area there that will be there, so there won't be any transfer of anyone from any area where they'll be for that whatever time period they're going to be there. And so I wasn't happy to hear there wasn't going to be any more extra room. I would like to have had that, but there is a cost factor, of course. And they think they'll be able to handle that. The sheriff is confident with everything, and if he's confident, then I think we're fine. And I would say, for people driving, especially with that road, I would say you can't answer me, but did you have any problem with your tires? And obviously, the road had problems, but people need to slow down. We're seeing problems, of course, all over the county. We need to slow down for children, adults, cars, everything. We're just concerned about everything, of course. We don't like to see anything in the paper or hear in the news. You really kind of threw me here. That's the main topic that we have at the county. There are all kinds of things going on, of course. We're tying up the summer year with, you're seeing all the activities. I think that's, the only other thing I would say is, I've said this before, is that with costs, we all know the costs are, there's a big situation with cost. There's a big situation with our money in the country. Our money doesn't seem to be right. And things used to be sustainable. But when we see what's happening and everything increasing, how are average people going to be able to sustain those payments? How are people going to be able to feed their families? And something's wrong here. So I think it needs to be reeled in. You're hearing this on the news, you're hearing it from different sources. But I know we need to take care of things at the county, in the cities and the townships, but our money is off its skew because there's a woman named Carla, I don't remember her last name. She has a group called Axe My Tax. I don't know if you've heard about it or not. She's coming around, and there are legislators that are actually bringing her to groups because she's explaining about people losing their homes. The cost, it isn't just the cost, but some government agencies want their property. And there's just a lot happening that we would never have thought of this happening years ago. So I think we really need to, we know there's situations. So I would hope that for our people and for our citizens, the best, we all want the best for our citizens. That's not just the way, and St. Clair Shores is no different. Especially St. Clair Shores is no different. You love your people here. So I would say thank you for this time to speak to you, and I'll see you next time.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else before I bring it back to mayor's comments? I don't have any comments. I know that this up here says request for a closed session, but that was not going to occur. I don't think an email was sent out and done exactly, and what's in front of us is we don't have a closed session. So we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Mayor, before we do that, just quickly, can I mention that the opening day baseball is coming up on Saturday, May 18th, 11 o'clock at Kite Monroe. Opening day baseball. We'll look forward to having all of you out there.
Thank you.
And move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn by Councilman Frederick, supported by Ms. Rusi. All in favor? Aye. All opposed. Good night.